we're going to start posting the recordings so people can go back and watch them. And I'm going to sit down and do a getting started training on video, not the live that I did, and update the current one that we have, because I think there's some information missing out of there. So hopefully the next day or so I'll be able to get that up. But keep tagging them in the one that we have and in the pinned post, because that pinned post is really, really important. If y'all haven't gone and looked through all the resources in there, do. There's the huddle call number. If y'all don't right now, go save that huddle call number in your phone, in your contacts, so you'll always have it in your phone. It doesn't matter where you're at. And a neat little trick that I learned probably about a month and a half after I've been here was if you go to your Pulse app, you can actually click the numbers and it'll dial it and enter the code and everything for you. So that's just a nifty little tool. But make sure that you're getting your people plugged in into that pin post, because it gives them a lot of information. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people say, when's the huddle call, or what's a huddle call? Like, I'll post when the huddle call information comes out, I'll post it in the team page, and people will come in there and say, well, what's the huddle call? And I'm like, it's an awesome, awesome call you need to be on. It's Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time, every day of the week. You're going to get a lot of inspiration, a lot of knowledge, a lot of education. Get on there. But save those numbers or get them on that pin post and make sure you tell them the huddle call for sure every day. It also has the state of play information. It also has the SoundCloud app information. If y'all don't know what that is, go look it up, get it on your phone. The SoundCloud is where they actually put all the replays of past huddle calls and things like that they record. They will end up there. A lot of the state of plays, or like some of the training calls and things, have been on there. And you can search for Keto 123 and pull them all up and listen to them whenever you want to. You can also share those with people. So that's a pretty awesome tool, and that's in that pinned post. Also, information about who your tree is. Like, we want people to be able to be connected to their whole, like all the way up to the top. So I try to put the tree in there and let everybody know like kind of how it goes. So not necessarily to say you can only talk to these people, because we've made relationships, we've talked to sidelines, cross lines, wherever, it doesn't matter. But we want to be here to support you. We don't want anybody to feel like they're not part of something. And we have a pretty amazing rock star team and a upline, and we want to make sure that everybody knows who that is and how they can reach out to them. But that is in that bottom of the pinned post too. It tells you our page. Amanda and Chad is my direct upline, and then Kelly Smith is above them, and Casey and Natalie all the way up to Michael. So definitely utilize that and make sure we're plugging everybody in. Okay. Yeah, that's me. I think that's Daddy as me. The other thing I think is really, really important, and everybody's doing a pretty great job of it. I know it's been crazy in there, but one of the things that I really think is important when you're building a team and you're building a community is celebrating with each other, collaborating with each other, but also building a culture. And we like for everybody to come in there, not only welcome their people, but when somebody does something pretty amazing, maybe it's get their first customer, get their first team member, maybe they went GoPro, maybe they're hitting MVP, maybe they went rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, whatever. We want to celebrate with you. And that's really important for keeping the camaraderie up, keeping everybody pumped up and excited about what's going on. It also shows people what's doable. So the fact that we've got so many people coming in, doing all these great things, it keeps people that are just joining very, very excited. They come in and they're like, oh my gosh, this team is rocking. I can do that. If they're doing it, I can do it too. So celebrate with everybody. If you have a team member or somebody on your team in your downline, wherever, post that in there. Celebrate. Let us celebrate with you. Nothing makes people feel better than being celebrated. I know when I hit a really major goal and I posted, or my upline posted, it just makes me feel even better. Like it makes it sweeter to celebrate with people. So that's just some of the basics of what our team page is for. I always tell everybody, like, we're such a large group. That's how we kind of control the craziness, the keto craziness. It's just a really fun environment. We always want to keep it positive. I try not to have people post questions, not for the fact that we don't want to answer questions, but for the fact that they get lost in translation. Especially when you have new people. Sometimes they can be kind of discouraging or defeating if they don't understand, or maybe they're just coming in and you ask about, well, what's the update on shipping? They're going to be like, holy smokes, I just signed up. There's already a problem with shipping. So I try not to ask questions in there. I tell people go to your direct upline or your team leaders, your upline support, whatever, to get your questions answered first. And then if for some reason you can't, come in there and ask and tag or whatever, but try to make sure how you're wording it so that it doesn't seem negative in any way or draw out negativity, because 10 times or 9 times out of 10 people will find the negative in it. So I try not to lose questions in there. With the amount of posting that's going on, sometimes people's questions get missed and they're like, well, you didn't answer my question. I'm like, the best way to get your question answered is to message, because that way I see it and I'm going to message it and you're going to get the right answer. So that's just another little tidbit I wanted to kind of share with y'all. So let's get down to the meat of everything, what everybody kind of came for. We're going to start doing this on every Monday night at 9 o'clock Central Time, 10 o'clock Eastern. So go ahead and pencil it in your calendar. I'm going to go ahead and have an ongoing Zoom link, and I will post that every Monday night. It will be the same. And that way we can get on. We can do this for our newbies, get them plugged in, get them rocking and rolling right away. But huddle calls at 11 o'clock. I know a lot of people have been messaging me going, what's the schedule? Like, I don't know when anything is. If you'll just remember, huddle calls at 11 o'clock during the week in the morning, Central Time. Mondays and Tuesday nights are always company calls. They do them at 8:15, 9:15 Eastern. That's always Monday, Tuesday. And then we will do nightly Zooms on nights that we don't have calls. So it will probably be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That'll be like potential Zooms to where you can get your customers or potential promoters on. And we'll do like a 15-15, share some stories and let them Q&A. That way you can help build the business. And then if we do decide, like I know between me, Amanda, and Kelly, we're kind of working on a schedule of who's going to do what night, or how many nights each of us is going to do whatever. And if we can pop some in on the Saturday or Sunday, we will post the links in the team page. So y'all just stay connected, watch those notifications, just kind of come in, skim through every day and kind of catch up on what's going on. That's just my best advice for everybody, because we're trying to give everybody the resources that they need to grow and not overwhelm everybody. Does that make sense? We don't want to throw somebody in and then be like, oh my gosh, every 5 minutes we're on a call. So we've got those going on, and we're going to try to work with that and go from there. No one should be left behind at this point. I think if we're doing all of these steps, nobody should be left behind whatsoever. We should not have people messaging upline or Michael or whoever saying, oh my gosh, I don't know where I'm at, I'm lost, somebody please help. If you're plugging them in and welcoming them, getting them on the getting started training and the pinned post and connecting them with their resources, their upline, their community, telling them about the Zoom that we have going on or the training we have going on, they have ample amount of resources, the huddle call, the state of play calls, everything that they can't, like, it's going to take somebody just physically not trying to not get plugged in. Does that make sense? So I want to make sure that nobody gets left behind. That's the biggest thing. So when you get started, what I think the most important thing is that I want to impress upon everybody is keep it simple, stupid. If you can remember KISS, you will do amazing. There are still things that I'm learning about the compensation plan. All I know is that people need our product. People need our business opportunity, like yesterday. And I went to work sharing my heart out, helping people find their better, and I let the income take care of itself. And it's been pretty amazing. I'll just say that. But that's not my primary goal. My primary goal and my focus is to go and work every single day, shaking up ketones, sharing ketones, talking about before and afters, or the business and how it's transformed my family's life, or what we're able to do now. And when I do those things and I put those actions into motion, the result on the back end is getting new customers, getting new promoters, and growing my business every day. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit tonight about how to get started. what the basis of growing your business and how to post, because I think a lot of people just getting started, or maybe even if you've been in the company for a little while, maybe you just need to take notes, or you need, to reprogram so that way you can pass this on to your newbies. Because that's one of the questions I get a lot of the time is, even after you've gotten started and you've gotten a team member now, you're like, well, what do I do? Go back to what you did when you came in. You got plugged in, you got welcomed, and you found out what your first goal was, which is always go pro. But my husband's going to start messaging and chatting and messing with my train of thought. The first rule of thumb, walk your people through sign up as a customer or as a promoter. I will tell you, you will probably get more results. You will get more long-lasting team members and customers if you will take that little bit of time, even if it's with voice messaging or getting them on the phone, whatever you do. That shows customer care. It shows people that you care. When you show people that you care, they know, and that will keep them in for the long haul. So my tip to y'all, and what I do and what David does in our business, is we help people get started. I don't like sending people to my website and saying, hey, go find it on the website, go to click shop, and then click whatever you want, and then, you get your product. I like to walk them through it, and I ask them, well, what do you want? Like, well, what are you looking for? What are your goals? Pick a flavor. When we pick a flavor, we pick a quantity, we pick the amount. I make sure that I let them know about Smart Ship Today, Smart Ship Only. Because y'all, how many of y'all had customers that went and ordered, and a month later they were like, I still haven't got my product, because they got Smart Ship Only and they didn't do Smart Ship Today. Smart Ship Today gets product today and next month. Smart Ship only gets product next month. So walking them through that little process can make a big difference. And then also, if there's any kind of coupons or promo or shipping or anything, like, you can just walk them through that. It also kind of starts that system of duplication, to where when they start to help their customers, if they become a promoter or they start signing people up, they're going to know what that process looks like, and they're going to duplicate that down. So I think that's a super, super important tip. If you are doing the sign up for a promoter, this is super, super, super important. I want to make sure that everybody hears me. Hit your go button. If you are not hitting your go button, you're going to miss out. I always tell everybody, sign up, hit it. Let's hit the ground. Let's go to work. Because I've had people that, for some odd reason, even though I told them to hit it, did not hit it. They had customer sales, they had promoter volume, and guess what? Because they did not hit that go button, they did not hit go pro. None of that volume counts if you do not hit that button first. So make sure that you sign someone up, get them to hit that go challenge. That starts their clock. They go pro, and that's going to be their first goal. Explain to them what go pro is. If you don't know, I'm going to tell you. Go pro can be customer volume or promoter volume. Your personal product does not count towards your business volume, or BV, that you have to hit go pro or go MVP. Is everybody clear on that? I want to make sure nobody misunderstands that. I've had a few messages today. They were like, my product counts. And I'm like, I promise you, it counts towards your overall volume, towards your TV, but it does not count towards your personal volume. If it did, that would be considered bonus buying, and anybody in this company could come in and buy $800 worth of product and get go pro. So you have to earn it. It's going to have to be personal customers that go through your website that are your customers you bring into the business, or promoters that you bring into the business. When you sign them up with any amount of product, whether it be a 15, 20, 30, 60, family pack, pro pack, whatever, that's going to be volume that you need to go pro and go MVP. The quickest way, and how I train and what we were taught, was build your business, you're going to need customers and team members. Now, the way that Go Pro and Go MVP has changed, you don't have to focus on a set number except for 2 customers to Go Pro. Minimum of 2 customers. Now, with that being said, if you focus on just customers, I want you to think about something. BV for customer orders, let's say they order a 15-day or a 30-day, is only $50 and $100. So if you have to get $800 worth of volume and you're doing it $50 and $100 at a time, that's going to take you a lot longer to get there. You've got 14 days. So I tell everybody, let's do an even split. Let's try to focus on going out and getting 2 customers and getting 1 promoter with an experience pack, or maybe 2 promoters with a family pack, or several promoters with a mix of packs. Let's grow both your customer base and your promoter base, and we'll get you there a lot quicker. Because my goal is to see you start growing fast, to hit that Go Pro, to be able to post that and start building your business, to build you success and get you going quickly. There's nothing wrong with going slower. There's nothing wrong with focusing on customers, but I know a lot of people want to hit that goal, and we've been training, build your business both ways. Reach out to the people that need the business, reach out to the people that need the that need the products. Don't try to prejudge and say, this person just needs to be a customer. This person just needs to be a customer. This person just needs to come on and be a promoter. Let them decide, and talking to them, what they're looking for. If they are interested in getting free products or earning some extra income, or maybe they're a really good sharer and you think that they would just be a rock star and they imply that they're looking at the business, then you're going to work them into maybe a promoter. If it's somebody that says, like, I just want to try it, I just want to try the product, that's a customer. Let them try the product. And you build your business that way. Let it organically happen, and it will happen. Just know that if you focus on one or the other, you're going to be lopsided. So I tell everybody, focus on building at the same. Try to find equal amount of customers and your promoters. The second part is MVP. I always tell everybody, the thing I love about this business is the fact that it's such attainable goals. Our company literally launches you into small attainable goals, and they just keep building. So if you keep doing those actions that got you to Go Pro, get 2 more customers, get 2 more people with experience pack, or 2 more people with a family pack, whatever combination you want to, and get to $1,600 in BV, you're going to hit MVP. Now, the great thing about MVP this month is if you do it before February 28th at midnight, you're going to get a $1,000 bonus. That's a double MVP. MVP is normally only $500. So y'all, there are tons of MVPs left to be hit on this team. There are people that are just signing up, or maybe not even signed up yet, that can come in and hit Go Pro and MVP and earn $1,250 before the end of February. If you launch them properly, if you get them plugged in, if you get them on the resources, if you get them a goal. And like I always tell everybody, I think everyone who signs up as a promoter should hit Go Pro and Go MVP. Honestly, if you don't do anything above that, that's up to you. But I really think for you to get your feet wet, for you to get free product, for you to get started in the business, Go Pro and MVP are pretty attainable. I mean, they're really attainable for anybody. It's just small little goals, work in your business, find a couple of people that are passionate about helping change their life with a product, find a few people to lock arms with that you want to help grow the business with, and just watch magic happen. You don't have to set huge goals and be like, I'm going to be champ 6 in 30 days. You know, for some people that has happened, and that's been tremendous. That's been amazing. I was one of them. We have several of them on our team, and it's been great. But let's just face it, that's not necessarily a duplicatable for every single person. It depends on your story, your situation. So starting with that pace, Go Pro, Go MVP. The next step would be Go All-Star, which if you're interested in growing the business, I think that's super important because it begins to shape your leadership skills. You're going to focus on helping 5 people that you brought on to do the business with you while you were going pro and going MVP. You're going to help them do the same thing. So I honestly want everybody to realize how simple this business model is. I made it to Champ 8 doing these same 3 things. I signed up, piqued interest, got people interested in the product or interested in the business. I signed them up. I focused on Go Pro, Go MVP, and then I helped each of my people focus on Go Pro, Go MVP. And then I taught them to do the same thing. That's it. Everybody tends to overcomplicate it, and that's why I started this off with keep it simple, stupid. If you can remember less is more, keep it simple, focus on the small attainable goals, you'll start that snowball. Now, another thing I want to make sure that everybody understands is the importance of 3-way messaging. This is probably my other secret and one thing that I talk about all the time. I harp on all of my people. If you're my level 1, you know I harp on y'all all the time. But I'm like, how many messages have you had me in today? Who have I talked to today? Who do I need to talk to today? If you're not my level 1, then maybe you don't know. But if you're in one of my level 1's groups or you're working with somebody that's connected to me, I promise you've heard, get me in a message with your people. That is a huge, huge asset to grow in this business quickly, is helping plug people in and not work in your business by yourself. I can tell you from experience, I worked by myself for a long time. I did everything. I messaged, I talked, I questioned, I videoed, I did everything. And I spun my wheels for a long time. So when I came, that was 4 years. When I came here and I came into this business, I had people that were ready and willing to help me, but I had a mindset to, I'm going to do this on my own. I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to mess up anybody's schedule. I don't want them to think that I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I had that same mentality. I was like, they're busy. I don't want to bother them, or like they're so above, like in my upline, like I shouldn't be going to them. And I had to flip that switch because I kept having people hit me with the hard questions and my posture wasn't there because I got nervous. They would ask a hard question and I would be like, oh, I don't know the answer to that. Like, hold on a minute. And like, I would be on for 5 or 10 minutes trying to get a hold of somebody, trying to get an answer to a question. And they could tell it was like fear. Like, and as confident as I was in what I was doing and how I felt, I didn't know the answer to their question. I didn't know where to find it. I didn't know where the resources were. Our business took off really fast. I had people wanting to know questions and they had answers. Like, I didn't have any answers. So I talked with Kelly, talked with Amanda, and they were all like, literally put tape over your mouth. Doesn't matter if you know the question. Don't matter if you know what the answer is. Doesn't matter. Just put tape over your mouth. Put us in conversations all day long. And it really ignited my business to a degree like you wouldn't even believe. It not only helped me manage my day better, because I would spend 2 to 3 hours on the phone or on a message thread with somebody. I literally spent like 2 or 3 minutes with somebody. I would copy and paste my campfire video when they would ask a question. Hey, what's this keto stuff? Or hey, what are y'all doing now? Or hey, what are y'all taking? How's it work? Whatever. I'd say, hey, watch this short 4-minute video and let me know what you think. That's all I would say. And I would copy and paste that all day long. And then when they come back, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go request a sample, because I would just say, hey, you can get a 5-day below the video for $25 plus $5 to ship. And most of those people would request a 5-day. The ones that didn't, that asked me a question or wanted to know more, or, okay, I get it, that's pretty cool, but like, how can you get into ketosis with drinking a drink? Those are the questions that used to make me cringe. Those were the ones that would be like, okay, I don't know. Or I would spill my guts and I would talk to them for 4 hours, and by the time we were done, they wouldn't do anything. How many of y'all are making that mistake right now? I mean, be honest. We try to be the message and not just the messenger. I'm guilty of it. I did it. I know. But when I started using that copy and paste, and then when they would ask me and hit me with those hard questions, save this in your notes, copy and paste it, and be like, that is a great question. Let me get in touch on let me grab my resource real quick. You don't tell them, hey, I'm going to put you in a 3-way message with so-and-so. You don't say, oh, hey, let me get you in a chat with my upline or anything like that. You're just going to say, hey, that's a great question. Let me plug you in my resource. That's a good one. Save it. Promise. You'll use it. And then when you get them, you start a message, you go up to the top of your messages, you create a group, you add whoever, and you add your upline, whoever you're talking with. Like maybe it's your direct upline. And you say, hey, Candy, this is my friend Lynn. She had a really great question about keto, and I just wanted to plug her in with you because you're an excellent wealth of information, and I'm learning, and I wanted us to learn together. And let your upline step in. Don't ever say upline. Always just say my friend, or, this is so-and-so. This is my friend that's helping me. They've, answered all of my questions, and they can help answer yours. Whatever you want to say, make it yours, but make that connection. And, you can ask the question, but I tend to like for people, when I get on there, I'm just like, hey, Lynn, it's great to get to talk to you. I'll try to do voice messaging unless my kids are acting cray-cray. But I'll just say, hey, it's great to get to talk to you. I'm happy to answer your questions. What can I answer? And then let them come in and say, hey, Susie Q was posting on Facebook. I seen this picture of somebody that lost, 10 pounds, whatever. Like, how can this help me lose weight? Y'all know y'all get that question 15 times a day. And I'm going to come in there and say, hey, that's a really great question. Again, happy to share. It's not a weight loss product. It's a great product to put you in ketosis, which is has a natural benefit of fat loss. Get you a sample and try it. Keeping it simple, saying less is more. Like I just was in a 3-way earlier today, and if you're on here, I'm probably going to call you out a little bit. I don't even know who it was. But she started a 3-way message, and then she came in and she said, hey, these are my friends. They're going to help us answer some questions. And she commits to answering the questions. I was like, no, that's not how it works. I was like, shh, you put us in the message. You introduce us. You step back, put tape over your mouth, and listen. Because one thing that's going to duplicate is when you listen, and this is how I learned to be able to do this for y'all. I listened to Kelly. I listened to Natalie. I listened to Michael. I listened to Casey. When they would do 3-way messages with me, I would just sit back and listen, and I'd retain that knowledge. If they shared a note or a video or something, I would put it in my notes. I was like, oh, I'm going to use that next time. And then after about 2 weeks, maybe right at 3 weeks, I felt confident enough that I could do that for my team. I had learned enough. I had heard it enough that I had retained it. And I started being able to do that for my level ones and my team below them. So it's something that you're going to pick up when you start to duplicate it, and then you're going to be able to duplicate it down to your team. And it's a huge, important part of working in this business and growing fast. And I can give you proof, I can literally prove it, because I used it on my husband. And he's on here. If he's still listening, he's probably going to kill me because I'm going to tattle on him. Y'all know my husband. He loves to talk. He can get on the phone and talk to a prospect or a potential for, I swear, 5 hours. And I'm sitting here like, okay, babe, watch. Let's see how many I can get taken care of in the time that it takes you to talk to that one. And it's like your day is much more productive, especially if you have maybe an hour of time between work or after work or school or mom duties or whatever. You want to be more dedicated and focused in your time, and this will absolutely help you. You could get probably 10 3-way messages started and let your upline do some work for you and come back and you've got customers and promoters lined up ready to go. So think about that. Copy and paste is going to be your best friend. Getting those 3-way messages started, making connections. Whoever your upline is, your direct upline that brought you into the business, if they're not utilizing this tool with you, y'all start locking arms and do that together. If they're not comfortable, go up. I'm here. I do a lot of them all day long. But plug into those team leaders and whoever your coaches are, and let's start utilizing that as a resource. It's going to help you tremendously to learn, to connect people, for them to get a sense of our community. And the fact that was one of the things I said earlier that moved me to this company, was the fact that when I got on a boat and I didn't know anybody, there was probably like 30 people on there. Before I got off of that boat, these people did not know me from Adam, but every single one of them spoke to us, made conversation with us. They were curious. They wanted to see us succeed. They poured into us. They shared their stories with us. That is what we bring to the table. That is what this team represents. We all have stories. We all have strengths. We all have weaknesses. We all have things that we can help. our teams with, or our friends, or whoever, sidelines, wherever it may be. But we've got to utilize those resources. The other thing that I think is important when you're answering questions, and this may be for the ones that are doing the three-way messages, is to try not to talk too much. When I get on and I have like I'm doing a three-way message for somebody, you will notice I don't say a whole lot. It's very short sentences. It gets their question answered, and I usually always follow with a resource. It's going to be a video or a file or some type of article or something that's going to give them the answer to their question. There again, it comes back to being the messenger, or being the messenger, not the message. So those are, I think, some of the most important things. The other thing I really want to talk about with posting, I think everybody's like, well, what do I post? What do I share? First off, number rule, protect the house. We've got to make sure that we maintain integrity with our company, that we don't put anything out there that doesn't need to be put out there. So no medical claims. You can't say things like, I got off 8 prescriptions, I'm no longer taking this med, that med, whatever. That's medical claims. Things that list diabetes or disease names or things like that, you cannot talk about those things. You can talk about your sugar, being lowered, or, improvement in your glucose levels, whatever you want to say, but you can't say it got rid of my diabetes, or it reversed my diabetes, or whatever. Be very careful with what you're saying, because we got to protect our company. The FDA and the FTC monitor Facebook very heavily, and we don't ever want to put anything out there that strikes as a disease claim or medical cure or treatment or anything like that. So in your testimonies, focus on what's on the side of the box. I don't even have a box here. I have a jug. You can say things like fat loss, muscle preservation, fast and sustained energy, reduced brain fog, increased focus, appetite suppression, strength gain, better mood, better sleep, better digestion, clearer skin. Start with those and just talk about, mood support, and I'm not a crabby mama anymore. I'm not yelling at my kids all day. Like, those are all compliant things. Those are perfectly safe to share. Just kind of make sure you're staying in home with this jug or this list right here, because that's what we can say. That's what we have proof, literally, of our product benefiting. So just number one rule in posting, make sure that you don't make any outlandish claims. I will give you a social media 101, probably on another Zoom. We'll just do social media 101 because that's my strong suit. I really love social media. I'm not anymore. I was a major introvert, stay-at-home mom, and that's how I built my business. Was being able to share on social media and connecting with people, making them laugh, posting things that intrigued them or brought value to them. And so I know a lot about it. I've had to learn the hard way, because that's how I kept my business alive in another company. So I do have a few tips, and I'm just going to share a few of them real quick right here. When you're posting, if you can make people feel something here, or if you can make people feel it here, you're going to have a lot more success. People don't care how much you know until they know you care. If you start to connect with them on a personal level and share your lifestyle with prove it in the mix, you're going to have a lot bigger results with the business than someone who goes and posts graphics all day long. We do not want to be the spammy graphic prove it people. Y'all all know there's other companies that do it too. They just go and post. They find something on Google. They find something on Pinterest. They find a cute little cartoon ad, and then they go post it, and that's their publicity. It turns people off. Just in social media, from a social media network marketing aspect, it does turn people off. When you start to post things like, today I went into the grocery store and I remembered every single thing on my get list, and I didn't walk out without anything on it, like my mom brain's gone. Or I just woke up in the same position that I went to bed in and had the most incredible night's sleep. Thank ketones. When you start to incorporate things like that into your life, or like tonight, if I was going to post a picture with all of y'all's beautiful faces on this Zoom, and I have my keto sitting right here, and be like, drinking one of these at 5 o'clock gets me through late night training sessions with my team. That's working keto into my lifestyle. That's intriguing people. It's making them want to ask, well, what's in that cup? What's ketones? What's keto OS? What's fuel better? Like, what are y'all talking about? When you go and you post, I want everybody to think about this. Like, you're literally your own billboard. And I talk about this a lot. I joke about it. and I want some of those people on my team, but who's been to the mall and been in those little kiosks where they have all the lotions and the flat iron, and they're like, oh, come here, let me ask you a question. Can I flat iron? And you're like, oh, no, I'm busy. I'm in a hurry. And you're like trying not to make eye contact with them. Don't be those people. Like, y'all all know when we post some of the stuff we post, that's how we make our friends feel. They're like, oh, what's she selling today? Oh, Lord, like it's another one of those posts. So you want to work it into your lifestyle. You want to work smart. And I really think that posting from the heart, maybe sharing a few fat loss testimonies, because y'all know we all are going to get people that want to lose weight. We're not a weight loss product, but Brian himself and Michael have said the same thing to us time and time again. People will come for the fat loss and realize that it's so much more. They will come and they will get the drink and they'll start to lose some fat, but they're going to notice mental clarity and focus like they've never had. They're going to be in a better mood. My sister-in-law, I love her to death. She never has been one to try anything. She's always been like, whatever. But she actually got a 5-day and asked for it herself. I did not mention it at all. And she told me at Christmas, she's seeing me and she's like, hey, after we get done with Christmas, I'm going to get some of that stuff from you. And I was like, really? You loved it? Like, I thought it would be about fat loss, and it wasn't. And she told me, she said, I was just so much kinder spirited with my girls. Like, that to me is worth everything. So people will start it for one thing, but they'll find out that it's going to do so much more for them. So don't be afraid to share those fat loss testimonies. Now, I wouldn't post them like 9 times a day, but I would kind of use them as a, I tell everybody, like, think of you as a fisherman and you're throwing bait. Like, you've got to throw some bait. Like, you've got to throw some things that are going to pique people's interest, and that can be one of them. I absolutely think that people need to know about the business opportunity. So, yeah, when I go to Disney, a month and a half after starting the company, and when we started, we couldn't even rub 2 dimes together. You better believe I blew it up. I posted it because that was huge for our family. And you would not believe the amount of people that joined our team or joined as customers, got started on the product while we were in Disney because of that. So anytime you, and it doesn't have to be huge, like I tell Christy Ripple posted a picture, and she's just right here in front of me, so I'm going to use her as an example. But she posted a picture of her Prove It card. How many of y'all have gotten the Prove It card? Excellent social media resource tool. Make sure you block out your numbers. Don't post that on social media. But she went to the grocery store, and it wasn't but like $100. But she posted that, you know, when you can go to the grocery store and buy groceries and not be stressed about how much money's in the bank. I don't know exactly what she said, but it was something along those lines. Like, it's not a stressor anymore to buy groceries for my family this week. That's huge. You know, how many of us go to the grocery store or have been to the grocery store and you're checking your bank account balance before you get to the checkout? I did it every single time. Like, there's still times we go and we're like, how much money is in the bank? Like, I feel broke all the time still, because it's like, that's just how we've lived for 16 years. So when you share things like that, that's going to catch people's attention. The other thing that I want to focus on when you're posting is keep it simple, stupid. Again, less is more. There is a whole list, I've got to find it, that we got at Epic about how to pique interest, like by asking questions, getting people to engage. You know, things like I told y'all before about, like, you know, who's ever been in ketosis, or, you know, maybe who's ever tried a low carb diet and never been able to stick to it. You know, asking questions like that is a great way to get people engaged. But you always want to just try to keep it non-salesy, work it into your lifestyle. So first post always needs to be something intriguing. The number one, I think, that we've had on our team so far is, hey, my Max just shipped. I cannot wait for it to get here. That was pretty awesome. Like, people were like, well, who's Max? What's Max? What's coming? Like, and she just kept posting pictures of like the tracking or the box when it came in. And like, whenever she finally opened it up, people were like, holy smokes, like they've been watching like for a pregnancy announcement. It was like intense. So if you can literally think of it, like I tell everybody, your page is like a reality TV show. You want it to be something that's going to keep people's attention, that they're going to be sitting there coming and eating popcorn at the end of the day. So funny things that make people laugh, positive, uplifting quotes, beautiful pictures, pictures of your kids, vacation destinations or, you know, what's going on, and then work and prove it into it in the mix, you're going to have a really good feed. You're going to have a lot more attention, and you're not going to be turning people away. So that's my social media one-on-one, just in a quick version. Does everybody understand the Go Challenge, the Go Pro, Go MVP? Any questions about that? Let me go tell you or check the chat. Go back to this. Yeah, I've seen somebody saying something about product. I can honestly tell you we hit GoPro and Go MVP before our product ever hit the door. So don't let that be a stumbling block. I know a lot of people are saying that they're waiting on product. They have 5 days going out and people don't want to get started until they try it. I have 2 champs on here right now that did not try product before they signed up. And they hit GoPro and Go MVP probably before their product come in. People trust you. People are connected to you. Your circle of influence is a lot bigger and more powerful than you think. Unless you're somebody that's just like a chronic MLM hopper that's just constantly signing up for something. Maybe you've done Tupperware and like Scentsy and everything else and invited all your friends and just they're like, oh, whatever. Majority of people have a great circle of influence. Maybe it's somebody you went to church with, somebody you went to school with, some of your girlfriends, your family. And when you start posting about something and you're passionate about it and they see a change in you, they're gonna want to come on. Like I know, and I'm going to use Shanna as an example real quick. Shanna's a girlfriend of mine. We worked together in another company. We were not in the same team, but we were in the same company. And we just formed a really good bond and connection because we were in a similar place. And we just kind of kept in touch over the years. She's not even local to me. We were just Facebook connected. And whenever I joined, she knew how passionate I had been in my other company and in that journey and about helping people pursue their goals for health and wellness. And she knew that if I had moved to something else, that it was pretty big. So she reached out to me. She's like, okay, girlfriend, you got a dish. And I started telling her. Well, that first day, she was kind of like, okay, I'm just going to get a sample. Well, then the samples weren't coming. Like, I didn't have them. And I told her, I was like, I'm going to try to get you one as fast as I can. And she was like, okay. The next day, they announced a promo. And guess what? She was on board. She's like, I'm signing up. I don't even care. I just know I trust you. I know that you wouldn't be doing this if you didn't believe in it, and I believe in you. So if you've got somebody that is saying that they're not going to join or they're not going to sign up until they get the product, move on. Go find somebody else that will, because I promise you there are people out there that you know that are connected to you that because you're doing it, and you don't have to have a huge testimony. You don't have to promise them the sun, the moon, and the stars. You just invite them. You excite them and invite them and say, hey, I am doing something amazing I'm super excited about, and I would love for you to come on board with me. You want to do it with me? That's all you have to do. You're not promising them a lot of money. You're not promising them that they're going to, rock it in 2 days. You're just building your network and having people, inviting them to come on board with you. So don't let that be a stumbling block to say, I can't go pro, I can't go MVP, because you absolutely can. It's been done time and time and time again on this team. If you're struggling, start getting people in 3-way connections. If you are maybe not getting the attention that you need on social media, look at your content, look at what you're posting. If you are maybe getting some customers, you're probably posting a lot of great customer content and things that are going to get people interested in the customers. You need to start focusing on posting some of the financial success, some of the testimonies for the financial side and what could benefit them as joining as a promoter. And I promise you that you're going to start to catch that eye. Like I had this conversation with a couple of my level ones who said that they couldn't get promoters to come on board. And I said, well, I want you to think about what caught your eye whenever you decided to join me. What made you want to become a promoter? And they said, I seen the financial opportunity. I seen that vision that you shared about growing and being able to reach goals where I had been stuck and wasn't winning anymore. So I told them, I said, focus on what caught your attention, because you have friends that are like you. You have people that are struggling just like you. If you start to share those things that caught your attention, you're going to catch their attention. Does that make sense? Did I lose anybody with that? So focus on what you're maybe missing and adjust some things. I promise you, if you're not growing, it's probably because you're not connecting. Maybe you're not doing the 3-way messaging or getting people into conversations. Maybe you're talking too much, or you need to change your wording or how you post. These are all simple fixes. These are all things that you can adjust, and I promise you your business is going to start building. As long as you are coachable, you start to utilize things, adjust where it needs to be adjusted, because I can tell you I've had to do the same. I'm not asking anybody to do anything that I haven't done. This is all a learning process for everybody, but I know what works, what was taught to me, and I want to teach each of you that. Just remember to always be open and kind of just go with the flow. Whatever needs to adjust, adjust. If you're struggling and you're having some issues and you need more one-on-one time, let's get that scheduled. Let's set that up. Let's don't let anybody fall through the cracks. I've been doing coaching calls like crazy here lately, and I'm happy to do that because I want to see everybody succeed on this team. I don't want anybody to feel like they're not getting what they need, because there are tons of resources here where a lot of companies don't have that. So definitely plug in and utilize. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to open it up to, let me go down here to the chat. Yeah, I mean, I think, like Raylene just said she left Epic here, so that may be why some people are scheduled on that show. If you've tried other health and wellness companies, I would say, like for me, I had been with mine for a long period of time. And so when I moved, people knew that that if I moved and I was that passionate, like there had been something to it. So a lot of things changed for me. A lot of things changed for that company, and I shared that with people, and that helped. I think what we have that is appealing versus Advocare, and I'm never one to bash another company ever. Like, I don't think that that's how you get up in this business. I don't think that's how, I love all network marketing companies. I think they're great. I think this industry is one of the most amazing industries in the world. But as far as what we have positive wise over Advocare is the fact that we're simple. We have something that is first to market. It's a first to market product that nobody else has. Up until 2 years ago, this technology was not even possible. So it is new for a lot of people. There are a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, how's this drink going to do anything for me? They're not educated, and we need to educate them. We need to be posting and educating them on our feed, sharing calls, sharing Dr. Cardian's lives, the state of play calls and things like that, inviting them to get on and listen to hear from those resources. But also just how simple it is. If you'll start maybe posting about how, you don't have to take 15 pills a day, or you don't have to carry a meal prep cooler around with you, or, go to the grocery store. And the other thing I've done, Advocare, I know, is purchasing supplements and purchasing healthy groceries. Like, who can afford that? Like, have y'all ever, that's just ridiculous. But if you can focus on a positive way to spend that and just talk about the positives of what we have, it's simple. It's one drink, shake it up, drink it, in ketosis within an hour. People love that. People are getting excited about it too, because keto and ketogenic diet, keto lifestyle, bulletproof coffee, MCT oil, it's everywhere. Dr. Oz today was talking about bulletproof coffee, MCT oil again. Like, it's in the news, it's on Good Morning America, it's on Kelly Ripa. Like, I promise you, every single day it's probably some news article or something coming out, because people are realizing that the American standard diet and low fat is killing us. Like, it's making people sick. So we have a product that's in really good demand. The excitement is there. We just got to plug into it. 5 people who won't respond about their 5-day. Follow-up is good, but I always tell everybody go for no. Like, I know a lot of people who get stuck on the no's. No's are a part of your business. I've gotten no's. Everybody that's ever been successful in network marketing has gotten no's. It's just a part of it. But I want you to think, like Sarah Robbins, Rockin' Robbins, she's a big network marketer. She does Rodan and Fields. She has a series, and I will post it in the team page for everybody to listen to. But it's Go for No, and talks about imagine yourself as a waitress, and you're going around. Your job is to what? To go around to the table, to be a server, to see what people need, ask them if they need a refill on their coffee, a refill on their tea, whatever. How many times are you going to get offended when you're waiting on a table and somebody says, oh no, I don't need any more coffee right now? It's not our job to get offended or to get emotionally attached to that. We're supposed to continue serving. So whenever we come back, maybe they've drank a little bit more and they're needing a refill at that point. we're going to keep coming back and we're going to keep offering and say, hey, can I refill your cup? Hey, are you ready for some more now? And then you never know when they're going to say yes. So don't get bent out of shape. Don't let that be a stumbling block. Don't let no's stop you from continuing to move forward. It's a part of everybody that's been successful's journey. The difference is how they responded to them, because no's can become yeses. Some of my most dear, precious friends that ever joined me in network marketing were no's. Were hard up no's. I never do anything like that. I'm not interested. People that said, I'm going to stay here with my other company and I don't want anything to do with it, or here. So just, you never know. And it's about educating. It's about timing for people. It could just be a matter of finances or a matter of lack of knowledge, and they just need a little bit more education. Or maybe they're just not in a good place. They're not ready to try something new. You never know. A lot of times, especially as women, we take it personal and we're just like, oh, they don't like me, or, oh, my feelings are hurt. Don't let your feelings get hurt. Get unemotionally attached to the no's. Keep moving forward, and I promise you're going to get a yes. So, did I miss any questions? Does anybody have anything that they want to share, or maybe something that I forgot? Because that's possible. I'm trying not to keep y'all on too long. No questions? Y'all all questioned out? Alrighty, well, I thank y'all for hopping on. Let's just make sure that we're all getting everybody plugged in and welcomed and engaged. Don't leave anybody hanging or wondering what's going on or where they need to be. And it doesn't matter. Like, if y'all, like Kelly is our upline, Amanda and Chad are our upline, Natalie's our upline, Michael. Like, we've got so much support, so many places for people to plug in, so many ways that you can get people connected. You don't have to just depend on us. Like, I mean, you've got Jessica, you've got Shanna, like, there's 15 different people on here that there's how many people? 33 people on here. Not all of y'all are new. Some of y'all are already launching yourself as leaders, and you can start to implement these things for your team too. So, I mean, it's just a duplication process, doing what Michael taught Kelly to do and Kelly taught us to do, and we're teaching y'all to do. And I'm really wanting to stay on track with how our team is growing. We've all grown really, really well, really fast. We've done some amazing things. We have the fastest growing team in Prove It. And the volume is insane. Like, there are numbers that are being hit this month that would just blow your mind. People that are messaging me going, oh my gosh, I've never had this volume this early in the month. And people are waiting on product. Shipping is messed up, and we've got a whole bunch of things going on, and we've got all this awesomeness going on. So put a smile on your face, adjust your posture, plug in. If you ever need a pep talk, if you ever need some positive encouragement, I'm here for you. I promise you're going to get that from me probably 99.9% of the time. I love each and every one of y'all. I thank y'all for hopping on, for being here tonight, making the investment into your business to be here and to learn. I hope that I was able to answer your questions and help maybe kind of get everybody on the right track, because we have an amazing rest of the month and it's only going to get better. So I will leave y'all with that. Y'all have an amazing night, and we will see y'all probably Wednesday night for our Zoom. Talk to y'all later.